you?
Great. Good to
I'm
see
great.
you.
So this is Brent.
Hi, Brent. Great to meet you.
Brent. I forgot your parents. Your parents are right here.
Yeah, my mom and dad live literally 10 minutes that way, so I just ran home and.
Welcome to the Founders Lounge for founders by founders. And today you don't want to miss this video because if you're interested in healthcare, I have someone very, very special in the world of pediatrics. Her name is Lexi Zook. Did I pronounce that right?
That's super close, yes.
Awesome.
All right, let's do this.
Lexi.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for coming out. We're actually in your stomping grounds of where you grew up near, huh?
It's true. I went to high school about 500 feet away from here. Happy to be here.
It's that close. So we're hanging out. Thanks for coming out to the studio today, and we're here to talk a little bit about Sunshine Pediatric Day Centers. So how long have you been with the guys, and like how's the adventure been so far?
It's been amazing. I'm coming up on about a year of working at Sunshine, and every day has been an adventure, and it gets better every single day. I'm so grateful to be with this company and the amazing people who make Sunshine, who Sunshine is.
That's great.
You're like a ray of sunshine.
Great.
Thanks.
You are.
That's sweet.
What is a Pediatric Day Center and how does it work on a daily basis?
That's a great question. A lot of people ask that question. So a Pediatric Day Center is another way of saying prescribed Pediatric Extended Day Center. And that extended, let me say that again. Can I say that again?
Yeah, dude.
Take two.
We're
All right, take two.
We're rolling.
A Pediatric Day Center is another way of saying a prescribed Pediatric Extended Care Center. And an acronym for that is PPEC, which is pretty new in the state of Texas. And so David Mayman, our founder, came to Texas several years ago to start these centers. And what they are, if you go visit one, we have like 9 across the state of Texas.
Yeah.
You'll find a big building with a lot of kids in it, a lot of clinical professionals, and these kids have some type of medical special need. So they might have a G-tube, they might have a trach, they might be in a wheelchair or on a ventilator. And so we want to make sure that those kids get the care they need in a place that supports all types of growth. So not just giving them skilled nursing, which is really important. We also give them therapies and we provide education services. We contract out with some school districts. We bring all the care that you would hope kids receive on a daily basis or a weekly basis, and we put it in one place. And so we have a lot of caring staff, and most importantly, the kids get to be around other kids like them and have peer-to-peer interaction, socialization, outside time. It's like a big family.
Okay, wow.
There you go.
That's freaking amazing.
It's amazing. I love getting to go visit anytime I can.
How did you get started with Sunshine Pediatric Day Center?
Me personally?
Yeah, how did you get started? Is it fresh, like, were you fresh out of college and boom?
No, actually. So I guess to back up a little bit, I have always had a heart or kind of a passion for serving people with special needs. I have somebody with special needs in my family. And so just growing up, that was always something that my parents made sure that my brother and I were aware of, that there are people in the world who are different than us. They deserve care and love and support and connection. And so just as long as I can remember, caring about, serving, seeing people with special needs as equals was always important to me. And so that's just been something that's been true of me in my life. And then going through college, I actually interned at an investment firm, which is not related to Pediatric Day Centers, obviously. But I was able to get connected to the owner of that company at the time. His name is Zach Patrone, and he later connected me with David, who is the founder of Sunshine.
There you go.
And through him, I made the connection. And honestly, my first impression of this company was I just love their mission. I love the purpose. I love what they do. And that got me interested in just this job in general.
It's not a job then. This is really something. It's a mission that matches with what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And you feel it through core and all the way through. And you guys are growing like crazy. So the state of Texas, you said 9 locations.
Yes. Right now we have, at the beginning of the year, I'll go back. Beginning of 25, we had 4 locations in operation in Texas. At the beginning of 2026, we'll have 9.
Okay, at the beginning of 2026, you're going to have 9 total. But you're also saying something about Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we'll have 2 more in Pennsylvania. So 11 total across the United States. And we're not stopping there. We're growing.
There you go.
That's
great.
exciting.
That's great. So the way I met David was through someone else. But anyways, I was actually there for their first location in Dallas, which was really cool.
No way.
Yeah. So I started early with David. It was really cool. So I saw him start with the first location in Dallas, and I think the next one was Fort Worth.
Yes.
And then the next one was DeSoto.
Probably Houston first.
Houston.
And then they acquired one in Tyler. And then DeSoto.
Tyler, yeah. I think Tyler was the third one. And then Houston. And then back to DeSoto.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just...
We're expanding so much. A couple more
amazing.
coming in DFW. We just opened in San Antonio. We're getting another facility in Houston. So yeah, they're going to be all over the state, across the map pretty soon.
Very cool. So now for you guys, who's a good fit? Like, how does somebody get in touch with you? Say someone has someone, are there certain special needs? Are there certain requirements for people to sort of get started?
Totally. Are you talking about patients?
It could be, whoever
Or
wants
staff?
to, not staff, more patient side.
Yes.
Or someone has somebody in their family that had special needs that they're trying to get extra help or.
Totally. We welcome people to come in and take tours. We obviously want to meet families, meet the kiddos. There has to be a skilled nursing need. And so a lot of times that would be a G-tube, a trach, something that would make it really hard for a child to be in a traditional school environment just because there's not enough staff, not enough skilled professionals on site typically. Another cool part about PPECs, Pediatric Day Centers, is that we take Medicaid population patients. And so we are going to provide care for people who might not traditionally be able to afford this type of high quality care. And it makes a big difference in the lives of families. One thing that I didn't mention, but I should have, is we provide transportation for families. And so kids can get picked up at their houses, taken to the center, have a full day, receive therapies, play with the other kids, get their skilled nursing needs met, and then we take them home at the end of the day. So these are families who really could use the extra income from going to work or being able to go to school, further their education. And traditionally, if kids aren't in a day center like this, they would be at home perhaps with a nurse. It's called private duty nursing. And in that scenario, which is great that the kid is receiving care, they have a professional nurse in there all day, but the parents also have to stay home.
Yeah.
And so this way the parents can get out of the house, they can have a more traditional schedule like other kids who go to traditional school.
Okay. And then you're also doing education at the location?
Yes. So we want to make sure that not only the kids are getting cared for, but they're receiving the stimulation and the engagement that they would at a school. And so in some of our centers, we have a school district special education teacher come out, and she writes curriculums, individual education plans for the kids who are in the district, and then brings them into her classroom. She'll either do one-on-one or little group projects with them, which is really sweet. And then we also have activities coordinators on our campuses as well, because we want to make sure, even if it's not educational, the kids are having some type of engagement or play, again, one-on-one or in small groups, really whatever the kid is feeling that day.
That's pretty cool. So you not only you have transportation, pick up the kiddo from their home, take them to the facility, and drop them back off. And so that is super cool.
Oh yeah, we want to
What a
make it as
service.
convenient for the parents as possible. And again, it's not for the convenience of the parents, but it's for the kids. And we want to make sure that the kids are able to come. And if transportation would be a hindrance, we want to eliminate that so that they can come every day.
That's amazing. I can feel the excitement, and then I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you're part of the mission. No, I love that.
I love it. I feel like I have not worked a day in a year because I love every single day waking up and getting to do what I do.
Oh, David's going to watch this. Hey, let's go.
It's true.
So what would you say, what are the biggest operational challenges in running a pediatric day center?
Well, that's a great question. I will say I'm pretty much an optimist, so I view challenges as opportunities.
Yeah.
But I think just in general, there's a ton of coordination that has to take place in order for these things to run really efficiently.
Yeah.
I know you know that, Alex. A lot
Yeah.
of communication that has to take place between the center and staff, but also with families, also with health insurance companies, with the state. There's a lot of regulations that we need to make sure are just always maintained, always documented. And so a challenge could be just making sure that communication is streamlined, that it's documented. And
okay, you're good.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if that matters.
We'll set that off.
Yeah. So I would say communication and making sure that's streamlined across the board can be a challenge.
Okay.
A lot of different moving parts. Even, for example, we have nurses in the building. So those are people just caring for the kids, making sure they're okay. And then we have therapists in the building. And those are people who are, furthering the child's development in different ways and teaching them new skills. And it's really important that those two professionals talk to one another and communicate to share what the child learned in their therapy session while they're in their classroom the rest of the day. And that can be a challenge
Yeah.
if they're not willing to do that or don't have time.
Are some of these people, is it more behavioral or this is more medical? I don't
For
know.
the
It's sort
kiddos?
of crossing over, kiddos.
I mean, it could really range. There are kids who are there because of things that they were born with, cerebral palsy, for example. There are kids there who were in car accidents and had traumatic brain injuries, and so they're there. One thing that is unique about our centers is we hope to improve the child's quality of life to the extent that they can graduate from our centers. So we're never hoping that a child stays with us from age 0 to 20, which is the age range that we bring children in from. But really, we get excited when we get to see kids graduate. And so there have been kids who've come in. I know there was a graduation in Dallas, even just probably a year ago, who had a traumatic brain injury. He wasn't able to walk, wasn't able to talk. And by the time he graduated from our center, he was walking out the doors.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it's a wide range of kids who come, but our goal is always improvement.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How do you ensure quality care and safety standards for pediatrics? Or in just your facilities?
Totally. Well, I think it starts with caring for the kids like they're your own. I know David always says that, our founder. He will not hire somebody who he wouldn't trust with his own kids. And so it starts with high quality professionals who are working in the centers. Also, there's a lot of regulations. There's a lot of rules that we need to follow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of documentation, and that's important because we want to make sure that kids are safe. We want to make sure that there is accountability, and we follow all those protocols to a T. And so we document, we train. A lot of training goes on between the nurses. We have a director of nursing in every building, and they're in charge of kind of being the center liaison between all the nurses and the families and giving trainings throughout the day. We put in new policies all the time. When a new situation happens that we haven't encountered before, if there's not already a policy written about it, which is rare, there's lots of policies, then they'll create a new one and then they'll put it into place, make sure everybody's trained. Regular checks on all of our nurses to make sure that they're up to standard with just being able to perform any type of care that you can imagine. And but I think going back to the training and hiring high quality people, making sure that you have the right people in the building who want to follow the rules.
So keeping on hiring. What kind of staff are y'all looking for? Y'all are growing right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like what kind of staff are you looking for? If someone happens to see this, y'all share this
There
with
you go.
people. They're looking for staff on a mission.
Totally.
Like what are roles of people you're looking for? And I think they could hear this and see if they were a good fit, but
Totally.
how they connect with you. And
That's a great
Yeah,
question.
how are they going to pass the interview?
To pass the interview, I think the most important thing is aligning with our values, because that's what makes Sunshine Sunshine. And our values are faith, family, belonging, accountability, attitude, and initiative.
Dude, David, are you going to watch this, man? Where are you?
If those things are true of you, if you align with each of those 6 values, then you will be a great fit at Sunshine. There are so many different roles. There are so many different opportunities to play a part in the mission of Sunshine. Clinically, we have nurses, we have RNs, LVNs, CNAs, we have therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists, physical therapists, administrators. They are basically in charge of the whole building. They make sure it runs. We have drivers. And then we have people like me in the corporate office. And I know that every form I fill out or every paper that I submit or every meeting that I go to isn't just an end in itself. It's furthering the care that the children get to receive every day. And so that makes work for me matter.
Yeah.
That's what matters to me.
that's
Okay,
all.
and
yeah.
so kind of ties my next question. What does an administrative coordinator do for Sunshine?
That is a great question. It's kind of hard
Because
for
every
me
time
to
I call
answer.
you, like you do everything. I'm like, what is she does everything.
I love what I do, and I do get to do a lot of things. I feel like I learn something new every day, a different part of business. I get to spend a lot of time with David seeing how he runs the company, and I have a ton of respect for him because he is everywhere, truly. And just getting a glimpse of that, what it takes to make a company like this, it really blows my mind. But what I do every day is, most of the time I'll go to the corporate office and I'll work on a lot of stuff on my computer, whatever needs to be done, and then oversee things in between the facilities. And so anytime we need to apply for Medicaid, that's important. We're taking children on Medicaid. I get to be a part of that process, getting licensed, doing a lot of back and forth emails and meetings with health plans. So we need to contract and credential with insurance agencies, making sure that we can get paid for the services we provide. I get to order these supplies. So a lot of my days will be, meetings or paperwork, but then I also get to go order, kids' toys and cribs and baby supplies, which is really fun and really unique. I also get to go to the facilities. And so when we need to meet people out there, if there's work being done or we're doing special events for the kids, the people who work at the centers are awesome at planning and coordinating, but it's always fun to get to go and just even see a glimpse of the life that goes on at the PPECs every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I like, hopefully, David, you're seeing this. We need to get you on his chair and talk to you.
Yeah, he'll
Anyways, I like working with David. He's great. Every time I like how heavily he's involved. He's like involved in everything. Like he
Truly.
jumps in our meetings. He just wants to be involved. He wants to know what's going on, especially with the automation and just ads like we did today.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So that's super awesome. What trends are you seeing in pediatric healthcare and in early childhood development?
Well, I want to say a trend I am seeing is PPECs.
Yeah.
Because we are a new entity, new facilities across the state. And so prescribed pediatric extended care centers will be the new trend. We want to merge really seamlessly into the world of pediatric healthcare, especially for kids who have medical special needs. And so kids who right now receive only private duty nursing, we want to offer our services as a place that they can go during the day and then still continue to receive private duty nursing at night. And actually, that could be another trend we're seeing. So David also started a pediatric or a private duty nursing agency. And so that is a nursing agency where nurses will go into the children's homes at night and on weekends to provide the care that patients also need. And so,
but it's still going to be sort of under the umbrella, so they'll know really the day and night
exactly.
routine.
Wow, so
it's going to be a more comprehensive care than just
totally.
You're there, then you're going to some other system.
Exactly. It's kind of like the best of both worlds, because having the ability to wake up and go somewhere like we get to do every day, going to work, is really a privilege. Getting to see the sunlight and move and drive somewhere. And a lot of times these kids, if they weren't coming to our PPEC, they would be staying at home all day. And then of course they're staying at home all night. And so it's really cool to get them out of the house, stimulate them all day, let them be around other kids their age. And then when they go home, their care is not going to fall to the side. They're going to receive the same high quality care. They're going to have a nurse on site. And that is a trend that we're seeing, and that also David is really at the forefront of pushing forward, because he wants to see these kids cared for round the clock in the best way possible, at home or in the centers.
Wow. So, on it, man. She's on fire. I don't know what to do. She's awesome.
This is fun.
So how do pediatric day centers work with therapists, nurses, or some of the families? How do you guys work with,
Totally.
Let's start with this. How do pediatric day centers work with families? Let's start with there.
A lot of coordination. So we want to have a relationship with families. Yeah. It's important that families trust us, because they're leaving their child who they love and care for more than anything in the world with us all day long. And so we want to make sure that we've built trust with them, that we're honest, that we communicate openly and often. And so we have we use YOLO Nerd.
Let's go.
Which is
That was
amazing.
my next question, but okay.
It does a lot of things. One of them is helping us have a streamlined platform for communication. And so parents will get notified almost immediately following a child's therapy session, for example, something they worked on, a new skill they learned, something that they would like the parent to continue at home. And that helps the parent feel involved, because the parent wants to be involved in their child's care, up to date on how they're doing. I even was at a center the other day, and a mom stopped by just to hold her baby because he had been crying for more than a few minutes. Yeah. And the staff notified the mom, and she just came by to hold him, help him calm down, and then she gave him back to the nurses and went home for the rest of the day, because she cares enough about her baby to come and trusts us enough that she knows she can stop by, hold her baby, and then leave him with us and go home. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, just having relationships matters with the families.
What would you say is like the onboarding process? Let's just say a special need kiddo comes in. I'm sure there's some obviously there's an approval process, right? Mm-hmm. What does that look like?
More than approval, we want to make sure they're eligible for our services.
Yeah.
We would love to admit every single child who toured our facility, but really it's the skilled nursing need that qualifies them for our centers or not. And then, of course, we receive children on Medicaid, and so we want to make sure that that checks out as well. But meeting families, inviting them to the center for a tour, making sure that that's a fit for them, that they're excited about what we're doing. And we go out into the community as well. We form relationships with doctors, hospitals, any place that could be a potential referral source, because again, PPECs are new. And so we want to make sure the word is out there about who we are, what we're doing. We are not an overnight care facility, so you're not dropping your kid off and never seeing them again. You'll see them every single night, just like kids who go to school every day. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We bring kids in, we have tours, make sure that they'd be a good fit.
Yeah, so I remember when I toured your facilities, like you really specialize in what you guys do, because I remember you have a therapist, a speech therapist, correct? Right?
Yeah.
And you also have a physical therapist.
We do.
Right? Great nursing staff. Your administrative team is amazing. When I walk in, full of joy, they're great. And every facility is just, it's really cool what you guys do. And then you guys have the infant room.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And you have like an infant. Okay.
Well, you're saying you're going from 0 to 20.
Right. Yeah, lots of age ranges.
Is that premature births?
A lot of preemie babies will come in. We have basically 3 classrooms where kids will home base out of in our centers. We have lots of rooms, as Alex has seen as he toured their centers. But 3 home bases. One is the baby room. So as you can imagine, lots of babies in there.
Lots of babies in there.
Not a lot of movement. They might be crawling a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty stationary. And then you get to our toddler room. And every facility I go to has the same nickname for this room. It's called the Wild Wild West, because these kids are all over the place. They're running, they're crawling, they're walking. they're trying to escape if the door opens for 2 seconds. And it's awesome. Very, very fun. And then we also have a cool kids room. And so these are kids who are like 8 or 9 and older, a lot of times less mobile. So a lot of kids will be in wheelchairs and or just be older. And so those are the 3 classrooms. And then throughout the center, we'll have a room for therapy. We have a room for our educational component. We have a room for activities. We have a room for, actually multiple rooms for therapy. And then a playground, of course, outside.
Awesome.
Every facility has a playground where kids can go outside at least once a day, a lot of time more.
Okay, yeah. So my kids went to Montessori school. They're 5 and 6 now, the smaller ones.
Oh,
And it was sort
That's
of a
so sweet.
similar pack of, you had the sort of grouped. It wasn't exactly each grade, they kind of grouped together in capability, sort of, you know what I mean? So
totally. It's very similar. Yeah, it's an amazing place. You should come. We're expanding rapidly, but the same heartbeat is at every single building.
How do you recruit? Oh, actually, how do you recruit, train, good staff members? Like, how do you do that? And I'm going to give a little bit of tip to other PPECs that are, can we give them a little bit of tips? So how do you do that?
Well, I think it starts with an amazing leader. David is passionate about what he does, and that bleeds into everything in the company.
Okay.
Every staff member knows the reason why we do what we do is to help these kids thrive, and that gives purpose into everything. And so recruiting people who are on board with the mission, who have the same values that we have: faith, family, belonging, accountability, initiative, attitude. And then you're successful from there. If that's at the front, if a staff member believes in our values and they're here for the purpose, that's how you recruit and keep
There you
them.
go.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it? Let me go a little bit more extensive into the training. Is it like maybe like a 4-week training program? Is it like a 3-week training program? Is it like a shadowing? Do you guys kind of do that?
Yes. I mean, it totally looks different for every role because there are
Really?
so many different roles in the company. But for every role, there is support. There's a shadowing process, I guess, where you would start by seeing another person do that same role that you're in. And then you just take over when you're ready. And you're maybe a little thrown into it, and that's good so that you can grow and learn and make decisions. And again, having a really strong leader like David, he encourages us to make decisions and to go for it. As long as we can stand behind the decisions that we made, he'll never be mad for making the wrong decision.
Yeah.
But he definitely encourages strong leadership, being decisive, and looking at it from the one purpose, the one perspective is what is the best avenue forward for these kids. And so if it's talking with insurance companies to make sure we're getting enough compensation for the services we provide, David cares not because we get paid, he cares because the kids do or don't get therapy because of that. And so I know there's been several meetings that have happened where the only thing that matters to him is the quality of care that the kids receive. And so that's the lens that we look at everything through. And so for every staff member, if they're just trying to provide the best environment possible for the kids, they'll be successful. And to be trained for that, I think you just have to come be a part of the PPEC.
Yeah, you've got to have it. You just have to kind of have that drive and
Totally. Care for the kids more than yourself and kind of be able to roll with the craziness, I guess, sometimes.
It's a lot.
Sounds like good tips to go find a wife. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people that are having issues finding dating. This sounds like good dating advice.
Just hang in there. It
Yeah.
always gets better, and it's always different. I think that's something that I love too, is no day looks the same. And so for a staff person, no matter what role you're in, it's not going to be the same thing every single day. There will always be a new exciting thing that happens or a new maybe crazy thing that happens. But
Cool.
yeah, one thing about PPECs is that we help save money for the taxpayers because we prevent children from having to go to the emergency room. So there's a lot of life-saving days where you have really good days. You get to go home and know that a child who had a G-tube dislodged didn't have to go to the emergency room because you're able to put it back in if you're a trained professional, of course. So no day looks the same. Can't predict that that's going to happen, but when it does, superhero.
Now, are there doctors on staff as well? Do they come and visit?
Oh,
or
yeah.
just-
So every facility has one medical director, and that director is a doctor who specializes in a variety of things. We have a whole team of highly specialized different types of doctors, and they're able to collaborate and help us learn the best standards for caring for the kids. They do trainings, and then they gather together probably quarterly and do trainings. And then I guess I should say, too, with staff and recruiting and training, we do quarterly all staff leadership trainings where we spend a full day together on Saturday and go through our policies, our procedures, our values, making sure everybody's aligned and on the same page. And that's really helpful for just the success of our company, the safety of the kids, and the camaraderie of the staff, making sure we're all a team.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. So you all offer service Monday to Friday then?
Correct.
Okay, so Monday to Friday, what are the hours of care? And
I mean, the times that the bus drivers start driving their buses kind of blow me away. I think they're at the buses around 5 in the morning. They're starting their routes, and they'll go pick up kids anywhere between 6 and 8 a.m. They'll get them to the centers right after pickup, and then kids will be with us. The maximum number of hours a day is 12.
Yeah.
And so we do not have kids in the center more than 12 hours a day, but then they'll start heading home in the afternoon, get on the buses. Bus drivers will bring them out to their homes and then come back. And so our centers are pretty much open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah. Or a little later.
I feel like
5:30.
for your bus drivers, they got to deal with Dallas traffic.
I can't imagine. I don't envy their jobs, but they're amazing at what they do.
What are systems and technology that you rely on to run a pediatric day center?
Well, that's easy. YOLO Nerd.
Wink, wink.
YOLO Nerd does a lot for us. A lot of our work would be so time consuming if every single thing had to be manually inputted or if we had to track things by hand. Actually, YOLO Nerd just finished a project for us where we can track referral sources. There's a lot of communication that happens on the front end before children even come into our centers, not to mention all the communication that happens when kids are in the centers. But YOLO Nerd created a whole system where we can easily file, record, and then follow up with referral sources that we meet in the community, so that we just make sure we're announcing who we are to as many people as possible, the right people, and then bringing in as many kids who will be a fit at our center. But YOLO Nerd is a big help. We also use an electronic medical record system called CanTime. And what's really cool is the kind of the correlation in the way that you've been able to connect both systems together. We want to make sure that everything is documented. Like I said, that's important for standards, for quality, for improvement. And everything is basically virtual. So we use lots of technology in our centers.
Yeah, every time I go to your center, there's like a laptop over there, a computer over there, just like computers everywhere.
Oh, yeah. We're always ordering more computers.
So what does growth look like for Pediatric Day Center?
A what? Sorry.
What does growth look like for a Pediatric Day Center? And like, how do you decide whether it's a good location to open up here versus there? You know, maybe
I mean, that's such a good question. David told me the day that I met him, actually, what the company looks like today is not what it's going to look like 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 12 months from now. And that has proven true every single checkpoint because we are growing so rapidly. And honestly, I think it's because there is such a need. These centers are really unique in the services that they provide, especially the population that they reach, kids with medical special needs from families who are on Medicaid. And so it's really cool getting to go into communities, a lot of times lower income, and we provide the best quality service in that whole community. And so we really become a beacon of light, beacon of hope for the neighbors and the community because everybody has something exciting to rally around, which is care for these kids. So going into communities and growing, we look for the right place. You need the right location for kids. You need to make sure that you can transport the children from their homes to the center.
Yeah.
And then I think it's just about showing up and being a positive presence in the lives of the people in the community. And that's what growth looks like. We can receive up to 60 kids in each center. So there's a max capacity. Once we reach that, we need to move on and find a new location. Wow. So in Dallas-Fort Worth, we'll have probably 5 or 6 here in just the beginning of next year. And then across the state, of course, we're growing rapidly as well. And then the country. Coming for the rest of the country right after that.
So is this a federal thing that changed, or what are the policies that changed, allowed you guys to start having these facilities?
Yeah, that's a great question. So yes, it's a legislative ruling that passed, I think, in 2015
Wait, is that why
in
David
Texas.
goes to Austin a lot?
It is, exactly. David is really big into politics, and rightly so. He's able to talk with the people who make those decisions, who write the laws. I know he actually had a big impact in writing the laws that govern PPECs in Texas, which is important because people who have operated them should have a say in how they're run because they know, the day-to-day operational challenges like you mentioned earlier. Yeah. And so, yes, David is very involved in Austin and just getting in front of the right people to share his heart of who we are, what we do. And really, it's just providing care for kids with special needs. And at the very heart of it, it's that simple. And so making sure that legislators understand that mission and are able to write into whatever policies they're creating, whatever. Actually, today, David was on a meeting and explained the Medicaid rates and why it would be helpful for an increase, just because it matters for us to provide better quality care for kids. He's willing to kind of take a deficit in the money that he brings in order to provide better care. And so he's always lobbying, always talking to the right people to hopefully get more legislative awareness raised across Texas and across the United States. And so he's reached out to a lot of key decision makers all across the United States and wants to get an audience with them and has a lot of connections to be able to do so, just to make sure that PPECs and medical daycare centers are something that is on the horizon everywhere.
Okay. So Texas, Pennsylvania, the two states currently
that Sunshine is in. They are across PPECs.
But PPECs are in general, they're around.
So probably I would say between 10 and 15 states at the moment, and David would probably know the exact number, but growing rapidly, especially as the success is being shown and very evident from the data and just from the stories that we've been able to collect in Texas. And David actually started opening these facilities in Florida. And so he did that for a couple years there, sold them in Florida, came to Texas because it was a way newer landscape. And he knew that he could be a part of creating the trajectory and the path forward for these centers in Texas and this whole industry. And so he actually started the Texas PPEC Association. And Alex was at our conference just a couple months ago. And that's just a place and a time to rally together as owners of PPECs and talk about the challenges and talk about kind of what slows down the process, the hardships of being able to open. There's a lot of licensing, a lot of rules that you want to make sure, you have to make sure that you're following or that you're compliant with. And then once you are open, there's a couple other hurdles to get through. A lot of communication that takes place, but David started this association to make sure that people are kind of on the same page and they can help each other out.
They're aware and understand all the,
Totally.
I mean, there's so many little things of any kind of business. So I can't even imagine the regulations and everything on your end.
The handbooks there's two main handbooks. There's the Texas Administrative Code, Chapter 550. It's about this thick. And then there's the Texas Children's Services Handbook, and that is our Medicaid handbook, and that's about this thick. And so combined, it's like that much paper to read and make sure that you're compliant with.
Oh, boy.
Which David has read it all, probably has it all memorized.
Oh, man.
Seriously.
So for people that are looking for a PPEC, what are some questions they should ask to make sure their child's getting the best care possible? I understand that this is newer to the market, so it's going to attract all kinds of people.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully everyone has the same heart as you, but if that's not the case, or just to make sure that they have the proper care, what are some things that people could ask that they're just looking for?
Yeah, that's a great question. Consistency in feedings. If kids are on G-tubes, wanting to make sure that medication is administered at the right times, the right amounts, obviously, that's safe. And talking to the therapist, making sure that therapy's happening. Consistency is important with these kids. There's a lot of progress that can be made with consistency. And so making sure there's occupational, speech, physical therapy happening all week long, and communicating that with not only the therapist, but then the nurses, and then talking to their teacher who comes in from the school district, kind of giving a feel for what your child does all day. Like I'm sure you probably do with your other kids who are at school. You want to make sure you want to know what they're being taught. You want to be involved in a part of that. And so I would say just communicate. There's an administrative role in each facility, and it's really cool to see the way that she interacts. The one that I interact with a lot in Dallas, she knows every parent. They come in, they recap each other's days, what her kids have done, what.
Well, I'm a little worried to get into it with the PTA moms. I mean, they kind of run the show.
Yeah, and you've never met a mom who has a child at PPEC. They're a whole other breed of amazing and caring.
Yeah, that's what I run into.
Yeah, they care a lot, and rightly so. And so it's good to be on the same team, on the same page with parents. I think open communication. Any question is a good question. There are no dumb questions. And even if you want to just stop by, like I mentioned earlier, parents can stop by, say hi to their kids, and say hi to their therapist, maybe talk to them for a second, and then head on out.
So it's kind of open door policy.
Completely.
But now to do a tour, how do people start? Like they're interested in taking a tour. They're interested in see that you've got one in your area.
Yes. Well, our wonderful website that Yellow Nerd made has a whole page for tours. And so that's kind of like the first step in applying to or enrolling in a PPEC is coming in, taking a tour, seeing the center, meeting the staff. And there's a lot of ways you can do that. You can call the center, set up a tour. You can go online and book it. You can reply to our social media pages. I know Alex has built lots of automated responses. So you could literally text this number at any time of the day and receive a link to book a tour. So there's a lot of avenues. And that's really the first step. So once families come in to see the center, we're able to talk to them about their child and the needs that they have. It's really easy to determine if we would be a place that could provide the best care for them.
Yeah, I'll make sure in the comments below on the description, we'll put, the website and everything, how to get a hold of you guys.
Oh, perfect.
That'd be great.
Thank you.
And one more thing too. So you're saying they need to be pre-qualified. Like, what are like 3 things that people need to be able to qualify for a PPEC? Like
Some type of skilled nursing need. So you might have a G-tube, you might have a trach, you could have seizures and need medication for that. And then Medicaid is what we take primarily. And so having Medicaid, having a skilled nursing need, 2 qualifications.
Okay, so you don't even need 3.
Not even 3.
Really? Wow.
You don't even need transportation. We'll come pick up your child.
There we go.
What distance will you go? Do you know?
Oh man, they go
compared to-
far. They will be in the car. We don't want the kids in the car more than an hour. That's just a long time. If it has to happen, we'll document the reason why. But probably within an hour, kids need to be.
Can you guys
picked
take away
up
our
and brought home.
kids for a couple of hours? And
Probably not. Sorry,
that's awesome.
but I'm sure your kids are great.
Yeah, okay. No, they're great. They're great. I just want you to take them away for a couple of hours.
They can come hang out with us at the
There
PPEC.
you
You
go.
can
Okay.
bring them
Okay.
for a fun event we have, like a Christmas party.
No, that's fantastic. Texas, Pennsylvania. What's the next goal? What's the next state?
Ohio's an option.
Let's
California is an
go.
option.
Let's go.
I would love to go to California
Yeah,
because
me
the
too.
weather's amazing.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple others in the lineup, but yeah, we're gonna expand in Texas first, and then
There you go.
David has a lot of plans on the horizon.
And what do you foresee? My last question. What do you foresee the future for Sunshine Pediatric Day Center?
It's going to be huge. There's going to be so many PPECs across Texas, across the United States. It's going to transform the quality of care that children with medical special
That's
needs
awesome.
receives. And I think more people are going to know about it. It will be very commonplace. And it'll be a place where they feel welcomed, they belong, they have family, they have community, just like we have at school, just like we have at our jobs. And it's going to be a whole part of the community that transforms the lives of a lot of families in the United States.
That's awesome. Okay.
And then acronym PPEC.
Yeah.
So that'll be
It's really
PPEC.
attractive, right?
Right, PPEC. All right,
PPEC.
guys, get used to it. PPEC.
PPECC.
Yeah, 2 Ps.
Because when I had, when I was kind of, do a little bit of AI and it's trying to write a script, it said PPAC. No, but it's PPECC.
It's true. Yeah, it stands for Prescribed Pediatric Extended Care Center. And yeah, the first time I heard that, I immediately forgot. It took me a couple days to get it down. But once you have it, you'll never forget.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, David made sure I didn't forget it.
PPEC. It kind of grows on you.
Yeah.
It's a good word, good acronym.
Cool. Hey, you rocked it. Thanks so much for sharing all this. I know this is super valuable information for people
I'm so
out
grateful
there.
to be here. Thank you guys.
And I mean, I can just tell from your energy that you guys are definitely bringing something amazing, just to anybody's life. I can't even imagine. I know a few people that have children that have full-time needs, and it's a big challenge.
Let's give him
It's a big
Lexi's
challenge.
number.
So
Yeah, have them call me.
I'm 45. Most of them are older now, but they're over the 20-year-old mark.
Oh, darn.
But it's it's definitely something amazing, and I can just tell also your passion just listening to you talk about it. That's pretty cool.
It's the most amazing thing ever. I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. All right.
Let's get it. Thank you. Yeah,
Thank
you.
you guys.
Is that
That's
a
a
wrap?
wrap, dude.
All right.
No, that was easy.
Let's go one of
Let
these.
me pull. Let me also pull. Do a recap real quick. Let me pull the camera. I think the Wi-Fi. For some reason.
That was so easy. That was so fun.